My name is Laurence Ralph. So my departments are African and African American Studies and also anthropology. Specifically, I work on people who have been disabled as a result of gun violence, who are mostly gang affiliated in Chicago. I mean, I think the surprising thing about Harvard is that they value a number of different approaches to work and a number of different lenses that have to do with these issues of diversity, and I wouldn't have necessarily thought that a place like Harvard would value the kind of research I do on gang violence, for instance. But I found a lot of not only collaborators but supporters here of my work, and so just that has surprised me. Individual support, I would say, from very kind of established and senior faculty members in the field has also been, something that I wouldn't necessarily expect, but have encountered here. From a faculty perspective, the way I think about diversity is informed by the people who I came in with as just starting, so it has to do with age, but also race and gender in terms of trying to kind of diversify the experience and perspectives of what you typically think of as a Harvard professor. Compared to other schools, our teaching load is very generous. We have a lot of resources and we have a lot of help. People who are established in their field, senior faculty members that are willing to read grant proposals, that are willing to serve as mentors. And so I think in both of my departments, I've found that. And, when I've asked people for their time, they've given it to me. So my book just came out this year. And so, I had a couple book readings around campus and was able to, some colleagues of mine, such as Kay Chalamet, set up a kind of a talk through Ethnicity, Migration, and Rights, a committee that she's on, which brought the wider Harvard community to see and showcase my work. And that's very helpful, particularly at this stage. The chair of my department arranged for me to get a book talk at the Harvard bookstore. So Larry Bobo, my chair, facilitated that for me, which I couldn't have done for myself. So those concrete things are very helpful, especially when you're doing something like writing a book for the first time and you kind of don't know what you should do or how to kind of promote the book or promote your research agenda. Okay, so the book title is called Renegade Dreams: Living Through Injury in Gangland Chicago. And the heart of it is this issue of disability. So gang members who have been paralyzed as a result of mostly gun violence. And, I talk about how they belong to the gang and the community before and after they become disabled. And so throughout the book, I try to develop a concept of injury that starts in the body in terms of the physical injuries that people may experience, but then becomes a metaphor for social injuries that people experience and talk about, and with the same language that they might talk about a disability. So they can experience redevelopment projects as injurious, or mass incarceration as an element of injury. And so I try to develop a language to talk about the way people are injured, but the way that people try to transform those injuries into aspirations or into dreams. And so that's the concept, that duality, a renegade dream, for me is how people live through injury, how they reimagine injury, and how they think about their future in terms of what they have experienced and what they're trying to overcome.